Yep.
All right, ready? It's found footage February, and this movie is kind of what you get if Logan Paul, tried to stay in a haunted house and bad things started happening to him, and we all kind of enjoyed it, and he got, his final apology in. But we watched Deadstream. This is a found footage film, and yeah, it kind of features a live streamer. He's been kicked off a bunch of different services and ends up trying to make his way back by having a demonic, ghostly encounter.
All right, guys, here is the lean line for Deadstream.
Log lean, baby.
A disgraced internet personality attempts to win back his followers by live streaming one night alone in a haunted house. But when he accidentally upsets a vengeful spirit, his big comeback event becomes a real-time fight for his life.
So this is what we're going to do for this next Halloween. Because Daniel and I, we're disgraced. We got really famous, and now we're in the dumps.
Yeah, our views are down.
So we're
Speaking of that, guys, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe.
Wow.
Please do that for us.
Yeah, thank you. It means nothing to you and
Amen.
everything to us.
100%. Okay, first off, Ned's the Classified School Survival Guide. Did we get this vibe from the actor?
Wait, is that not him? I thought
No,
it was
it's not him.
He was like, wow, his career's gone a crazy direction.
It's definitely not him, but it is hilarious. He actually did acting in VHS 99. Sean.
Was he in the candy one?
The segment is To Hell and Back.
Oh, 99. To Hell and Back.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
not
remember that either. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but kind of cool to come from a VHS like studio to now doing his big. It was him and his wife actually are the ones who directed and filmed this, which was insane.
It's a well-made. I mean, I have my complaints, but if you've seen the movie Dash Cam, which is another found footage film, this kind of felt like a better version of Dash Cam, because I absolutely hated the main character in Dash Cam. I think she's annoying as heck. But this guy also very easy to hate, but in a way that it still works. So being able to pull off a movie where a character sucks, but it still like kind of gets you some good laughs in there, and you kind of root for them, but you're also okay if they die. Like, that's hard to pull off, and I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's start it off. The story-wise, I actually think this was probably one of the better found footage films that actually has a decent story. Like, right, we get it all in the beginning through Stream, and he's talking about his big...
It all ties together really well.
Yeah, like, and we get, like, kind of his big, like, this is the reason why I'm doing this, because I have challenges on my YouTube thing. And I actually liked that better than, oh, I'm filming just because I'm putting, like all these like BS ways to get into the found footage story.
There was some good motivation.
And it feels very natural. Like, it was just a natural way of being like, no, this is a challenge. I have to do this myself. Here's why I have so many cameras. And it worked. It worked really well for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm giving this...
I mean, it worked better than... I was going to say it worked better than, what was the one where they break into the asylum that we used to really like?
Grave
Encounters. It had a better story than Grave Encounters, even though I like that movie more. This story is more logical.
Honestly, so story and then overall writing of this movie, I thought it was decent. Like, I didn't think there was any crazy parts of it. Maybe a little bit more dip into, like, I don't know if you used to watch them, but Sam and Colby, like, whenever they do their, like, break-ins to different places and they stay at, like...
It's kind of making fun of that a little bit.
I wish we would have gotten, like, maybe a little bit of backstory of, like, more of the haunting or why this is haunted. We got a little bit, but not so much.
Yeah.
We find out more at the end of the film, which is why I was like, I wish we got more going into it, because then I could have had, like, expectations, like, better expectations.
Because they were, like, exploring some of the, like, concepts and themes of what was going on in the house. But then the movie switches over to, like, pure horror so quick that entire, like, discovery process is dipped out for a while. And then it comes back with people, like, FaceTiming him. That didn't work for me at all. I was like, I'm
That
ready to turn
was
this off when that happened. I was like,
especially
that's the
little
Hamza,
girl.
and it's like a little kid. I was like, what is this? That
She's like,
felt
Sean,
so corny.
you have
And
to
I don't
be.
know how
I
they
was
didn't
like,
know it was
wow,
corny.
this is really bad. I
It was
100%
rough.
agree with you on that, which can lead us right into acting and performances. But for story and writing, I'm giving this movie a 4. Like overall, it is, I think, a really good story to jump into, and the writing of it, it has a good character who is not likable, but also at the same time very likable, and it kind of is relatable to anybody who has tried to be an internet personality or people who have watched internet personalities for years. You can kind of like you get the vibe of the actor or of the character really quick. Now moving on to
Like the worst internet personalities
yeah.
that you know. This
There
guy
actually
is worse than
is
all of them.
the
He's like one of those
Logan
like
Paul
prank
reference
YouTubers.
in this movie, which is hilarious.
Yep. And PewDiePie
Yes.
is referenced.
Yeah,
Which is
so
funny.
I'm glad they did that.
No, this guy sucks, but some of the jokes, man, like, okay, I do have to talk about this scene towards the end, the spoiler, where he's like apologizing
Yeah.
for everything. And he's like, I'm sorry to the minorities. and like the stuff he is like apologizing for, I'm like, bro, you're the worst.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I think honestly the best part was for me at the beginning, where he had like the video of all the accusations and whatnot, and then he did the Hadouken of his apology video. He's like, "Now that I'm back,"
Yeah,
I was like,
so stupid.
gosh.
It's so
It is
stupid. He's like
it's
the
so
worst.
perfect. It literally kind of puts into character everybody's apology tour whenever they go on one, and then trying to make a comeback. Like, I think it's very funny. Okay, so now let's go into acting and performances. I actually think we kind of already touched on some of those cheesiness of like getting FaceTimed in by other people. I thought it could have been,
Yeah, that stuff's bad.
besides that, a link. Like if you would have gotten links in the chat, I would have been like, oh, this is really good. Instead of just like clips of videos.
Random
Yeah,
non-actors.
and then they try to give their like, you know, or their credentials. Like, I'm a doctor. Here's what's going on. And it's just like, oh, brother. So,
It does kind of happen like that sometimes in real life, though, which is
Yeah.
the worst part. But it just felt so cheesy.
Well,
his acting,
his
I think,
acting
is
is pretty
though.
decent.
I think he's hamming it up, but it
yes.
works.
The only other like main
Not
actor
her.
that's in this that I really, really didn't like was the girl. I thought she was.
It doesn't work. I don't want to spoil who she like the
Yeah.
whole thing there, but it was so weird.
Yeah,
at the
it was
beginning.
cringy.
It was so.
It like kind of makes sense,
I think it might have been on
maybe,
purpose.
but it was just so bad. Like I definitely got to a point where I was just like, meh, okay, like, cool. I guess we're doing this. I was happy that there was another like actor in the scenes because it was like it felt a little too lonely, and to go back and forth in the bantering of it all, I thought would have been really good. But the way that they executed that was like not good to me.
Yeah, and then the twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't really work for me either. I will say at that point the movie does turn basically into Evil Dead, which is so
Yeah.
unexpected. And at first I was like, "What is happening?" But I didn't like it at first, but looking back on it and just like it feels like a love letter to like Sam Raimi's filmmaking a little bit. I'm not gonna
true.
lie, and that's a good thing. And it works, and they did what they wanted to do.
So okay, so for acting and performances, I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
100%.
So let's go on.
He saves it just a bit.
I agree. He saves a lot. He's carrying it.
He's the main guy, at
Cinematography and visuals. To me, I thought this was the most creative way, because we get his main cam and like he wears this stupid device to where we get a camera on his face and a camera of what he sees, and then at the same time he's putting up all these GoPros. There's like funny quips of him using duct tape. But then I thought the best out of all that was him naming the cameras every single time. Like it would be like, you know, bedroom camera, and then it would be like spear camera, and then it would be like, I don't know, something stupid like pickle camera. It was just really funny, like how the personality
visually
like,
looked
kept
great.
throughout all the visuals, even in that regard.
And the footage didn't always look like crystal clear, like we were talking about the previous film we reviewed. Because like there's like digital interference and stuff, which kind of like brings back that like, oh, this is like someone recorded this stream and now we're watching it or something. Like I don't know, it kind of works. And I also thought the way they used the chat
Yes,
interface
I
was
love
pretty
that.
effective. There were some funny
I honestly
comments
thought
and stuff.
if they had that going the entire time and make it look like a
The
stream,
whole
that
movie,
would have been really cool.
that would have been
Um,
great. If it was like if we just literally had a recording of just
yeah,
the
like
stream,
just on the side, just
I
kind
think
of
that'd be
like
really
what
fun.
Twitch streamers normally have. For when it comes to the scary characters, I thought the budget looked really, really low here. Like
Yeah, it was
it was
100%.
to the point where it almost took me out. Some of them, there was one that was really, really creepy looking that like it scared the crap out of me when he's outside. He like
Was it the conjoined twins?
no,
Oh, the
no,
cop
no, not
one?
that one. It's the one in the woods where he like jumps. He
Oh, yeah,
jumps
yeah, yeah.
out and is making his way back, but then he obviously has to go back to get his stuff. And then you see that one creature just pop out. That was actually a pretty good jump scare for me. I was like, whoa! But everything,
Yeah, it's like still corny, but like the tension they build with the jump scares
Yeah.
still works. So it kind of like saves itself multiple
right?
times.
But the one about the girl,
So your mileage may
the
vary.
girl on it wasn't great. The just most of the like the scary characters, it looked pretty like fake to me. To where it's like it
The-
takes you out a little bit.
I don't know. The makeup looked
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
bad, and I'm not like a special effects makeup artist or anything like that, but I don't know. It just didn't look the way I feel like it should have. I don't know. Maybe my brain is
But
skewed, but
You
They
know,
could've looked
overall though, I
creepier.
think that this movie was being filmed during COVID time, so I don't know how much their restrictions they had. I did watch this like documentary
Yeah,
on
it's
it
hard to
of
do.
like the back like BTS of the entire film, and everybody's wearing masks. Like there are only like 4 or 5 people on set.
it probably was.
I mean,
during
this movie
COVID.
came out in 2022, so I'd imagine it was being filmed during COVID, if not like on the later portion of COVID. So that could very well
Yeah.
easily play a factor into this. So with all that being said, and the cinematography being fun, I'm actually going to go cinematography and visuals 3 here.
I'm gonna go 4.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think it
Okay.
worked for me.
Now, editing and pacing for me, this really worked. Like because I think while there's a lapse in some of the story, I think the character overall keeps the pacing up the entire time because it's just like you have the corniness of the influencer and the character still driving the film. So for me, the pacing and editing, like never had a dull moment in this movie. Maybe like once, but
Yeah.
overall, it was.
I
really
mean,
good.
I agree. I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I agree. His personality is like so obnoxious and like ADHD riddled and constantly going that is actually the driving force
Yeah.
of the whole movie. Like he's like, no, I don't want to explore that area. That's lame. I'm gonna go into because like he has the whole gimmick of where it's like, oh, I have to go towards the things that scare me at the beginning of the movie. That works really well to keep the parts of the movie that should be boring and slow not
Right.
boring and slow. And it's fun. And then towards the end, it does get a little bit off the rails, mainly with those weird Skype calls. But again, I think overall it's really well paced, especially for this
Yeah.
kind of movie.
Okay, so for editing and pacing, I'm going 4.
I'm gonna go for it too.
Sweet. Now, overall, for this
Sweet.
movie, I think that this movie is actually probably going to sit at one of my top favorite, like, found footage films in a long, long time.
Wow.
This movie it checked so many boxes for me. It was really, really funny. I think there's a decent enough story here. I think it was kind of funny, too, because of, like, when you watch even Sam and Colby, right? If you've ever watched one of their videos, they jump to conclusions so quick and they end up being right. He does that in this, and it just makes it even funnier when he's trying to figure out everything that's going on. He's just like connecting all these dots, and it was just really, really funny. And then the ending ends the way that it does, and you're like, oh, okay. So I think overall this movie for me is going to get a 4.
Out of 5? That's absurd.
I liked it.
I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5.
I like
out
this
of
movie
5.
so much.
I mean, I really liked it too, but it's just it doesn't.
Well, it's
100%
because
work for
even when
me.
he's like talking back to the comments was so funny. They're like, right? They make fun of the way that
Yeah.
he looks, and he's like, "Oh, were you called Crater Face in high school?" And he goes, "No, I was not, because it was still acne at the time. And he just moves on from that. And you're like, oh my God. So I think the personality of this film really drives it home for me. Like, while there are things that are obviously lacking, he's the perfect, like, internet personality for this. And I don't know, it was a really good film because of that.
All right.
Anything else that stuck out to you as a big dislike?
I think there's another one where the ending just doesn't work for me fully. And I think if I knew more about what the movie was before going into it, maybe then I would have liked it more. But yeah, the Skype calls really took me out. Pretty bad. I keep mentioning that. And then the plot and the direction it goes, I think makes sense. It just doesn't really excite me, if that makes.
Well, I think also just because of like. Right, when we are looking at the other film, what was it, Man Finds Tape, you can tell it's super low budget, and it shows in many, many ways. However...
Yeah, this one looks higher budget than it
looks higher budget, but you can tell it's still low budget, but this would be something that if I would have made this, I would have been proud of. I would have been like, no, this is really funny. Like, sure, not everything clicks, but it is a good movie, and I would be proud of this if I made it.
I'd be proud of making a single movie, to be honest.
Just one single movie. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for Found Footage February. You can watch Deadstream on AMC or Shudder. I think or it's
Netflix.
On Netflix. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, even more of a pride.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, so I think this movie is really, really funny and surprising, too. So it was actually funny because when we were first talking about finding our found footage movies, I was like, no, dude, I do not want to watch Deadstream. This looks creepy. And
you were like scared of it. It wasn't that scary.
No, it was not that scary at all. There's like maybe two scenes where I was like, oh, but other than that, it's like...
It's pretty gory, I will say that.
It is
so
very
just
gory.
Prepare yourself for unexpected gore. Because Daniel texted me, he's like, yo, this is gory. And I was like, I was watching it, and then about halfway through, I was like, oh my Lord, what in the world? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, it gets you pretty bad. So anyway, guys, go check that out. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch Man Finds Tape and then watch our review on that as well. And now we are moving on in February to Real versus Real. I think, is it your turn for the Real versus Real?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to be conducting our Real versus Real. We're going to be talking about the true story that inspired the recent movie, Marty Supreme. Yep. So get ready to play some ping pong.
I forgot about that one. Yep. And then we're going to be... Yeah, this is going to actually kind of take a break of the way that we are doing, because our movie of the month is... what is our movie of the month that we're doing?
I think it's Crime 101, right?
Oh, did I not tell you that I was fine going back and watching... to Send Help?
Find Help? Oh, Send Help? Oh, yes. Let's do Send Help.
I saw the ratings of it, and I was like, I really do want to watch this movie now. So...
I can't wait to talk about it.
So we're going to do Send Help. So we're going to take one sports movie break, and we're talking about the real story on that. And then we're going to do Send Help for our movie of the month. Then we're moving on to March. So, guys, we are so excited. Stick around with us. And, I forgot to say this last time. Go subscribe everywhere and be kind, rewind. We will see you next week. Peace.
Peace. You did. I was wondering.